If you guys missed yesterday's topic and yesterday's video, or today's video, I should say, how long is the sale for? Until the 6th of October. So not that long. Not that long. Um, let's talk about Winter Burrow. So Winter Burrow is a indie video game that is coming out, and they have obviously partnered with Sweet Baby Inc. Now, people found out about it. People started asking questions, and they ended up mass banning everybody from the Steam forums. Okay. Um, it started mass banning literally everybody. Master of TDS got banned. Jay Viper got banned. Old Man Cad probably got banned for all I fucking know, because I know he made a post. Raven Rainfall made a post. I'm sure she probably got banned. People getting banned everywhere, right? So, with all that being said, yeah, see, Old Man Cat says they blocked me right after you talked about it on stream. Yeah, so literally everybody's getting fucking banned, right? So this is a very clear fuck around and find out moment. It is a very clear Streisand effect moment where, you know, the more you try to silence people, the more likely they're going to be highly upset about it. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. Now, with that being said, that clearly has not worked. Now, this is a screen cap of the forum. I left it up because obviously, if I were to refresh it, chances are a lot of these threads will go away. But as you can clearly see, everybody is asking or trolling. Like this guy says, is there going to be albino mice? We need that representation. You know, they're either asking about SBI or they're trolling about something DEI related. But literally, look, you even have the classic meme. People's jobs are at stake. You know what I'm saying? My pronouns are no bi. Good luck, developers. Trans inclusion. They're working overtime. Streisand effect. Uh-oh. Sweet Baby Inc. detected. Looked cute before Sweet Baby Inc. Good luck. Inshallah. Inshallah is crazy, bro. That's crazy. But anyway, Sweet Baby, SBI detected. Your game could have been good. Good luck, but Sweet Baby's involved. Developer furries. Bro, needless to say, there is a complete and utter destruction that is happening right now over at these particular forums. And again, it's a screen cap. If I were to refresh, let's see. If I were to refresh, it seems like some of the threads got deleted, but some of them are still up. Sweet Baby Ain't detected. SBI involved. SBI is a red flag. People's jobs are at stake. Dead on arrival. Trans inclusion. SBI, stop banning inclusion. Sweet Baby Inc. ruins games. Sweet Baby Inc. inform your friends. Oh, they're deleting because look, these are all the ones that they're allowing to stay up. Or did they lock them down? Did they lock them down? They probably locked them down. Regardless, it's a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath over here. Now, the reason why I want to focus on this is because they just recently posted today, okay? 15 hours ago, they posted a code of conduct. And the reason why they posted a code of conduct is obviously because of what's happening with SBI. Now, you can say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, this entire thing is going to be massive bullshit, but we're going to read it anyway. We're going to read it anyway. So it says, welcome to the discussion forum for Winter Burrow. We love games, and this community is for talking about Winter Burrow and anything that's related to that. Well, that's not true. Immediately, that's not true because Sweet Baby Inc. is a company that works with this game. So that is something that is related to this game, and you are not allowing that conversation to happen. So immediately, your code of conduct is full of shit. But anyway, if you're not familiar to the rules and guidelines of Steam, oh, we're calling Big Daddy Steam now. We're calling Big Daddy Steam. If you're not related to the rules and guidelines of Steam, you might want to learn something. Wow. You can consult their rules and guidelines for the discussion, reviews, and user-generated content. Our guidelines is focused on creating an environment that is interesting and useful to the participants and that can help us make the game better. We ask everyone here to follow these simple rules. These don't look simple. You can't say simple rules and then it's like bullet points out the ass, bro. This is not simple. Anyway, keep the dialogue on topic. We'd love to talk about games and Winter Burrow in particular. Let's keep it close to those topics. Mind your language and keep off explicit content and offensive topics. This is a place for all ages. as our games can also be played by kids. Stay positive and support to one another. Keep a respectful tone and try to foster dialogue instead of conflict. Posts that encourage hatred are never acceptable in this community. No personal insults at community members, developers, public organizations, public figures, or anyone. No unfounded accusations or discrimination against any community members, developers, public organizations, public figures, or anyone. That's the key one right here. This is the key one right here. No unfounded accusations. God damn, bro. These people sincerely are so stupid. It blows my mind how they can be so stupid. Where you are out here completely ignoring the questions and concerns that potential clients and customers have. And you could try to gaslight people and try to say, well, all these people are not potential customers. And you might be true to an extent, right? You might be right to an extent. But there are some people in there that were potential customers. There are people in there that might have bought your game, but they had a question. They clearly wanted to know what was the involvement of SBI. And instead of even answering, the thing is, like, they don't even answer. They don't even answer the question. They just flat out ban you, right? It's one thing if you answer the question and then, like, let's say you lock the thread, or maybe you make your own thread and lock it to comments and you only allow it to be read. That way people at least have some form of, formal answer regarding your involvement with SBI. But the truth is that you can't give that answer, right? We all know you can't, because working with SBI comes with the level of NDA that you're not able to actually talk about certain things that people want to know, right? So we know you can't say anything. So because you can't say anything, now you have to take the shit on your chin, all for SBI, because they don't want to take the shit on their chin. So they make you take it on your chin, right? But in any case, this is the main one right here. And then it gets to the typical bullshit that every fucking forum thread uses, which is no racist, sexist, or homophobic or intentionally offensive comments. Again, who decides that? I guess they do. No spamming, advertising, bullying, or trolling. That's clearly not working. No threats to any persons or entities ever, even if you're kidding. No explicit or offensive content. Nice. If we see someone violating these rules, action will be taken on a case-by-case basis and at the discretion of the moderators. Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna do it at their discretion. But the truth is that they're not even gonna think about it. They're just gonna see SBI and it's an immediate ban. Like, you're gonna be banned like so fucking fast. It's not even funny. We are happy to have you here, and we hope you enjoy it. If you experience any bugs, have any feedback or ideas, feel free to write in our pinned bug thread here on Steam. Have a nice day. This topic has been locked by a moderator, and no replies can be made. So let's refresh. Seems like some of the SBI threads are still up. So there you go. I think what's happening is that after a while, they tend to give up, or somebody clocks out for the day. So when they clock out for the day, there's nobody moderating this. And then when they clock in for the day, suddenly they all start getting deleted and banned, because this is how it was last night too, at the same time. So I got to imagine that the person's clocked out and they're not moderating it. And then I guarantee you tomorrow, sometime in the morning when somebody clocks in, this is all going to be gone. I'd guarantee you that. So in any case, this entire situation has completely exploded. I don't know what's really going to happen with this game. I got to imagine it didn't have that big of a player base that they were going to be able to garner anyway. But this is definitely not going to help. And at this point, if they are wanting to fuck around and find out, and they don't realize that the people that they're trying to adhere to and virtue signal to were never going to buy their game anyway, well, you're going to find out one way or another. It's only a matter of time. You're going to find out one way or another. So enjoy, I guess, working with SBI. I hope it was worth it. You know what's sad? The sad thing is that SBI has an amazing gig, right? SBI has an amazing gig. They can convince studios to work with them in order to diversify their portfolio and also to be able to save them from any claims of racism or backlash, because they could just say, well, we hired diversity consultants. We hired sensitivity readers. We hired this stuff. So anything in our game that can be deemed offensive, well, that's not our fault. That's the fault of the diversity consultants. They're the ones supposed to look that over. Everybody just wants to point the finger. But the sad thing is, you guys paid SBI some really good fucking money, right? SBI is not cheap. You guys paid SBI money to tank your game. I still can't believe that concept in my mind, but SBI has tanked every game that they've worked with, right? And they'll try to use certain AAA games to try to lie and say, well, they were successful because their involvement or whatever. But they can try to hold on to God of War Ragnarok all they want. They could try to hold on to Spider-Man 2 all they want. But the truth is that those games have sold 1/3 of the original game without SBI in it. So you have the original game without SBI that sold 3 times as much as the sequel with SBI. You know what I'm saying? So those numbers can't be ignored. And even though they still sold millions of copies, right, for their sequel, it's nowhere near what the first game sold. So it just makes you wonder, what's going to happen with the next one? The sequel after that, is it going to be 1/3 of the second one? I don't know. So in any case, paying money to a company to tank your brand and tank your product, I feel like is super wild. But the gaming industry loves doing it, man. So what are we gonna really say at this point? They love it. They love giving companies like SBI money to fuck with their products, man. They love it. So let them keep doing it. Let them keep doing it. Anyway, that's the follow-up to this particular discussion. I saw this and I was like, damn, man, they're getting cooked. They are getting fucking cooked. It is just, whew, there's even more threads being added. Look at this. God damn, they're getting cooked. Horrible.